Most women don't realize the power of these habits. If a woman starts doing them, no man can resist her. If a woman masters these, nothing can affect her. Maybe you don't realize it, but there are some small but powerful habits in a woman's life that fascinate men. These habits are not just about looks or physical attractiveness. They are habits that reflect a woman's inner strength and self-confidence. These traits attract her into a relationship while at the same time inspiring deep respect. And it is at this point that the real secret of how strong a woman is, how attractive she is revealed. Carl Jung, while delving deep into human psychology, emphasized the importance of discovering one's inner strength and potential. If a woman adopts these habits, men become attached to her not only physically but also emotionally. Because these habits create a force of attraction that penetrates a man. By practicing these habits, many women always make their relationships stronger. So what are these habits? We're at the point where we're going to explore those powerful, irresistible habits that are inherent in a woman. But before we get to the video, I want you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. You can also send this video to a woman to help her discover these habits. Don't forget to mention which one of these habits you have in the comments. Now let's go deeper. A woman's attractiveness comes not only from her appearance but also from the depths of her inner world, from the uniqueness of her outlook on life. When a woman combines strength and grace, she is almost impossible to resist. She is the kind of woman who attracts attention the moment she enters her room, but she does so without any effort whatsoever. Her beauty is not only in her face, but in her words, in her looks, in the way she makes you feel. And it is that inner strength that goes beyond ordinary habits that creates this magic. The aura of a woman who is confident in herself, who loves and accepts herself, who radiates light around her with her energy, manifests itself at every step. A woman who cultivates such habits is not only attractive from the outside, but also from the inside. First habit: know and understand yourself. When a woman truly knows and understands herself, she approaches the world around her from a different perspective. Going deeper into herself, understanding herself not only on a physical level, but also on an emotional and mental level, gives her a unique strength and attractiveness. Knowing herself means seeing her life more clearly and, most importantly, building her self-confidence. If a woman can understand exactly what she values, what she likes and dislikes, the stronger the energy she radiates outwardly. Because knowing yourself means not only being shaped according to external influences, but also finding inner peace, determination, and truly charting your own path. When a woman embarks on this journey to know herself and discover her inner world, she respects not only others, but also her own soul. She focuses on her own inner values, passions, and desires, rather than acting only on judgments from the outside world. For example, when a woman makes decisions based on her inner strength and not on the expectations of others, it increases the respect people around her have for her. Maintaining emotional balance and developing her emotional intelligence gives her not only personal success, but also a unique charm in relationships. Knowing oneself also makes one more transparent and honest with others. Because she knows herself, she doesn't feel the need to be manipulative or deceptive with others. Everything is revealed as it is, which makes it both credible and impressive. Carl Jung once said, "You cannot know the world properly until you know yourself." It is precisely at this point that a woman's self-knowledge, consciously directing her life and creating awareness at every step, reveals her inner strength. A woman who values herself also approaches others with this value. People always feel the power of knowing and loving themselves. It will be difficult for a woman who does not know herself to reflect her inner strength to others. A woman who knows herself makes the right decisions, builds healthy relationships, and is decisive in everything. This depth of awareness is an energy that is reflected on the outside. When a woman shows the peace and balance in her inner world at every step, no one can resist her. Knowing her own identity and values not only adds to her attractiveness, but also gives her a real sense of power and independence. When a woman knows herself, her influence on the world around her grows. And it is this inner confidence and balance that gives her not only inner peace, but also all kinds of attention from the outside. So if you recognize your self-worth as a woman, nothing can bring you down. 2. Prioritizing your emotional well-being. When a woman cares about herself, it means a lot to those around her and to the people who relate to her. Think about it. In a world where everyone around you is focused on their needs and wants, how do you make time for your own inner peace? When you neglect yourself, you start to burn out, both emotionally and physically. But here's the secret. A woman needs to take care of her own needs and emotional health first, before she can be constantly available for others. You may have someone around whom everything in your life revolves, but you should always put yourself first. Sometimes, during an emotionally challenging time, a woman will choose to just be alone for a while to rest and recharge instead of focusing on others. This does not mean that she is selfish. On the contrary, it symbolizes self-respect and healthy boundaries. She needs to realize that she needs to find balance in her own inner world. Valuing a woman's emotional needs is an essential step for her to be useful to others. When a woman balances her energy in the right way, it shows how high her emotional intelligence is. The more she is devoted to others, the more burned out she becomes, and this burnout starts to manifest itself in relationships. Staying mentally and emotionally fresh and strong is the foundation of healthy relationships. In other words, taking time for yourself, doing what you like, clearing your mind of clutter and relaxing mentally will make you much more effective and attractive. A woman cares about her emotional well-being not only for her own happiness and inner peace, but also to add value to the people around her. When she finds peace within herself, everyone around her feels this energy. This enables her to create healthier, more productive and meaningful bonds in her relationships with others. As Carl Jung said, a person affects others only by the balance he has in his own inner world. Without this balance, a woman can lose herself and end up living according to other people's expectations. However, no one can stand in front of a woman who nourishes, rests, and renews herself emotionally. Because by taking the best care of herself, she inspires others and offers them valuable energy. No one can wear her down, because she has discovered her inner strength as a strong and independent woman. Therefore, one of the most attractive habits of a woman is to prioritize her own emotional health and well-being. Never feel guilty about doing this, because when you feel good, you can give the best version of yourself to those around you. Therefore, one of the most impressive qualities of a woman is that she prioritizes her own needs. Don't let others neglect your emotional well-being. Find yourself again, find your peace, because this will make you stronger and more strong-willed every day. 3rd, setting boundaries. Imagine if a woman is someone who constantly devotes herself to others, who puts their needs ahead of her own. No matter how much she cares for those around her, at some point she starts to fade away. Because for a person to be able to value others in a healthy way, they first need to set and maintain their own boundaries. One of the most powerful habits of a woman is to clearly define and defend her own boundaries. This means not only physical boundaries, but also emotional and mental boundaries. So if a woman feels bad, she should be able to express it. When she wants to be alone, she should be able to talk about it and not feel obliged to explain it to anyone. Likewise, she should never allow others to violate her boundaries. Doing so does not make her selfish. On the contrary, it matures her and gives her a healthy inner balance. Protecting her own space and emotional health means not allowing external factors to shape her. When a woman knows her own boundaries, no one can put emotional or physical pressure on her. She is a woman who has the power to say no to herself before she says yes to anyone. And this is one of her most impressive habits. For example, if a woman is constantly facing demands from the people around her, but these demands cause her to neglect her own needs, she needs to stand up for herself. For example, when she receives a constant demand from a friend or partner to make time for her, she should be able to set clear boundaries if it is hurting her. She should be able to say, "I need me right now. I need some time alone." Standing up for yourself is the best step to protect your emotional health. Carl Jung said, "The journey of self-knowledge is the most difficult but also the most rewarding journey." Without knowing yourself and identifying your emotional boundaries, it is not possible to help others in a healthy way. Identifying your own boundaries and defending them when necessary shows not only a woman's inner strength, but also her healthy and clear attitude towards those around her. Where a woman is really strong is when she sets her own boundaries while respecting others. No matter how much respect she shows, she must not neglect herself and must teach others to respect her boundaries. In this way, she maintains her own emotional balance and establishes a healthy balance in her relationships. Setting boundaries will never leave her alone, but will make her stronger, more attractive, and more respected. She shows the world around her the respect and power she has for herself. Therefore, setting her own boundaries is a woman's way of expressing herself properly. And this is what makes her both attractive and able to forge her own path without bowing down to anyone. 4. Speaking the truth fearlessly. Imagine how challenging it is for a woman to always want everything to be right, to appear happy and peaceful about everything. Imagine how challenging that must be. But the real strength lies in bravely telling the truth. A woman who speaks the truth without fear is a woman who is able to express her inner thoughts regardless of what society thinks or expects. And this is what makes her unforgettable. Being brave is not just about doing great things physically. Being brave is about expressing what you think and feel in the right way and always standing up for your own truth. It is about a woman ultimately staying true to herself and her inner world, no matter how much she feels she needs society's approval. A courageous woman is one who speaks the truth at the right time and in the right way. This is more than emotional honesty. For example, it is a much more powerful step for a woman to speak up about problems in her relationship than to ignore them. If a woman wants to talk about a problem with her partner, she does so without fear. She doesn't wait for the right time to express herself, to share emotional burdens, because she protects her inner peace independently of external barriers and masks. Speaking the truth fearlessly means not being afraid that others will be offended by what she says. A woman's ability to speak the truth without fear shows that she is not only strong, but also that she has inner freedom. A woman who is able to reveal herself and her feelings without hiding them is respected not only in her relationship but in every sphere. Because no one can achieve true freedom by constantly wearing masks and hiding what they think from others. A courageous woman always says what she thinks is right, unaffected by outside criticism or what others think. She is graceful and constructive even when she speaks the truth, but she never loses her courage. As Carl Jung once said, truth does not always defend itself. Sometimes you have to approach it with courage. This quote clearly defines the power of courage to reveal the truth. A courageous woman is not afraid to express herself because she trusts the world only by presenting her truth. She is the woman who shows her inner strength to the outside world, who has no hesitation in expressing what she thinks, and who always stands up for her own truth. The more courageous a woman is, the more expressive and powerful she is in expressing herself. Speaking the truth without fear not only strengthens women internally, but also makes them recognized and respected individuals in their environment. Courage enables a woman to control her own life in any situation without submitting to others. This makes her not only attractive but also indispensable. 5. Embracing her feminine power. One of the most magical and fascinating aspects of a woman is the power of her feminine energy. Inside every woman there is this energy that contains a natural charm and attraction. This is not just a physical attraction, but a much deeper and more impressive energy. When a woman reflects this energy in the right way, she can influence everyone around her. But this power is not only about appearance, it is also about confidence, inner peace, and emotional intelligence. Feminine energy is fueled by a woman's emotional intelligence, compassion, kindness, coyness, empathy, but also by her sexual power. When this energy shows compassion and care for others, it makes the world a warmer and more inviting place. But at the same time, this energy is directly linked to how much a woman loves and cares for herself physically and emotionally. How a woman projects her feminine energy is directly related to the way she interacts with everything in her life: relationships, work, friendships. A woman who is aware of her feminine energy expresses it outwardly. She reflects this energy not only in the way she relates to a person or an environment, but also in the way she looks at the world and the impression she makes. Her gaze, her smile, the way she moves in a room, the tone of her voice, all bear traces of her feminine energy. This energy is not only a physical attraction, but also an inner freedom, a strength combined with self-confidence and grace. She embraces all aspects of herself, and this confidence is deeply felt by others. Imagine a woman who is at the center of everything around her, not only with her physical charm, but also with her inner strength. A woman who is aware of her feminine energy impresses everyone around her with her physical attractiveness and spiritual depth. This energy carries such power that others feel that being around her is an unmissable opportunity for them. And the most powerful part of it is this. This energy has an attraction that no man or human being can resist. A woman who uses her sexual energy in the right way makes herself attractive to the other person, not only physically but also emotionally. Because she is aware of her own worth and self-love, she knows that she deserves the respect and attention of the people around her. Feminine energy is not only effective in romantic relationships, but also in social and professional life. People feel more comfortable, valuable, and special around a woman with high feminine energy. This makes her respected not only romantically, but in every way. Carl Jung once said, "When a woman realizes her inner strength, she becomes closer to the essence of nature." When a woman is aware of her feminine energy, she is not only attractive, but also has a deep inner freedom. She is not afraid to show the world who she is. She celebrates not only her feminine power, but also her inner freedom. This freedom and courage makes her truly unforgettable. Feminine energy is a force that connects a woman's spirit, physical being, and mind. A woman who recognizes and nurtures this energy profoundly affects both herself and those around her. And that is why no man can resist a woman who reflects her feminine energy. Because that woman is not only physically impressive, but also emotionally and mentally. And when a woman realizes her own power so clearly, nothing can stop the power of that energy. 6. Financially independent woman. Gaining financial independence not only makes a woman financially strong, but also increases her emotional and mental freedom. A truly independent woman survives in life based on her own labor, effort, and intelligence, not just on what others offer her. The power of a woman earning her own money creates an inner freedom independent of external factors. While many people associate this with material things, in fact, this independence has a much deeper and more important meaning. A woman's financial empowerment gives her the ability to break her dependence on others and direct her own life. Being financially independent allows a woman to make decisions in her life more freely. No one controls her money. No one can tell her, buy this, do that. A woman's financial freedom offers her a lifestyle that makes her feel valued and recognizes her own identity and power. Imagine a woman who earns her own money is not just a woman, but a strong individual. She proves that she can survive solely on her own labor without needing others. In that woman's life, there is no such thing as being in a difficult situation or being dependent on others. Because she is a woman who has forged her own path, built her own success, and knows her own worth. As Carl Jung said, inner freedom begins with freedom from external dependencies. This is exactly what a woman's material independence means. She is free not only financially, but also emotionally and mentally. Financial independence reduces her emotional dependence on others and allows her to approach life on her own terms. Such a woman is in control in every situation and lives her life her own way. A woman who can earn her own money is always stronger and more attractive in relationships because she does not feel the need to depend on others in life. She does not burden a man with just make money or subsidize my life. This woman is already strong enough to manage her own life financially. For her, the power dynamics in a relationship are not based on someone else's financial support or power. She builds her relationship on a truly equal footing. And most importantly, a woman who earns her own money does not feel the need to seek approval from others. Everything is in her own hands. This independence gives her the freedom to shape her life the way she wants, to take firm steps towards her goals and to make decisions according to her needs. This woman is always one step ahead in relationships and in life. These habits are truly golden habits that can take a woman from zero to the top. Each of them are critical steps that will enable her to discover her inner strength, give her life a new direction, and strengthen her stance in relationships. These habits guide a woman from the process of self-knowledge to building strong and healthy relationships. Not only external achievements are not enough to transform a woman's life. Being an internally balanced, strong, and free person also has the greatest impact on the outside world. It is these habits that unleash a woman's full potential and make her truly unforgettable. The philosophy of Stoicism offers us a profound teaching on dealing with life's challenges. It emphasizes the importance of emotional balance, healthy ways of thinking, and inner strength. When a woman applies this philosophy to her life, it not only improves her emotional intelligence, but also transforms her relationships with the people around her. Carl Jung's teachings also advocate going deep within and confronting one's shadow. By acknowledging the darker aspects of oneself, a woman can find a more solid place for herself. Jung says that self-knowledge and resolving inner conflicts is the source of true power. This inner transformation has a profound effect on a woman's relationships with her environment. When a woman does not know and accept herself, her ties with the outside world remain superficial. However, if you are a strong and conscious woman who knows herself, no power in this world can affect you. If you liked this video, don't forget to comment and subscribe to our channel. Also send it to someone you love and help us get this video to as many women as possible. See you in our next video.